Hello, everyone, and welcome to Midnight Judges. We have some wonderful players with us. Let us see who is here. Let's start with Janine.
Hello, I'm Janine. You can find me. Oh, and tonight I will be playing Sudsy, potentially.
Potentially. Uh, and welcome back. You've been gone for a little bit, so.
Yeah, a little out of the loop.
Yep. Candace.
Hi, I'm Candace. You might know me as Candace Magnificent. My pronouns are they, she, and I am playing Sweet, Sudsy's sister, also they, she.
Michelle.
Hey, I'm Michelle, and ooh, sorry. There we go. I was echoing in my own ear. Hey, I'm Michelle, and I am playing Doc, who's trying to keep these people patched up.
And Chrissy.
Hi, I'm Chrissy, and you can find me as Chrissy and Keller. I am hopefully playing Lynx, the mercenary for hire of the group.
Oh.
Hopefully.
Well, hopefully, yeah. So it has been a little while since we've played this game. We've had not only technical issues, but just life stuff going on. So we left on a huge cliffhanger, though. It's been, I think, 3 weeks since we did that cliffhanger. So let's do a quick recap. You all were trying to track down Lynx's ex-girlfriend, Natalia, and her current girlfriend, Orchid, who had been kidnapped, allegedly. You went throughout the entire city. She did some horrible things like tying a woman up in a warehouse and exploding it to try to kill you inside. You found her, the old place where Lynx hung out with Natalia, and it had pictures of the two of them all over the walls, not creepy at all. And then you found out that she killed everybody at Tully's, which is your favorite bar. After that, you found out where she was at. It was a apartment in a burned out zone of Night City. You went over there, staked it out. Sweet actually talked with a nice old lady in the bottom apartment. You found out that that Natalia had taken over the entire building, and except for the bottom floor, and there were all these sentinels, spider sentinels going around. And that's when you learned that Orchid hadn't really been kidnapped. It was some kind of plot to get you all to do a caper that Natalia didn't want to put herself on the line to do. It came down to a fight between Lynx and Natalia in the bottom floor of the apartment. Sweet, Sudsy, and Doc, along with a knocked out Orchid, made their way out to the outside. Lynx was winning the battle when Natalia pulled out a detonator. The building is rigged to blow. And we left it on that cliffhanger as she was about to press the button, with Lynx having an opportunity to be able to stop that from happening and saving herself and possibly her friends. Oh, yeah, and that's the thing that I want to get to now, is that, yes, you're outside, but there's a kill zone. And all of you will be making luck rolls to see if you make it outside the kill zone if the explosion goes off in the first place. So there's that as well.
Wow, no pressure.
None at all. So I just wanted to make sure everybody knows. And yeah, so that is where we're at. But
I think now is a great time to mention the envelope of fate.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to grab my dice really quick.
Okay. Of course. Also, we have the envelope of fate. There are two things. One thing is a good thing. One thing is a not so good thing. And yeah, but if we reach $50, we will undo the envelope of fate and we will see what happens. So yeah. Anyway, we'll wait for Janine to come back. Thank you, everybody in chat, for joining us tonight. This should be a lot of fun.
Says you.
For who?
Seriously.
Oh, thank you, Bowman. So you
Thank
guys
you,
got the
Bowman.
envelope of fate.
Yay, thank you.
Is this a situation where I use a D10 when I roll at this
Yes,
table?
you're going to
Okay.
be rolling a d10 and then adding your skill into it, trying to beat a target number. So I actually, because we haven't played in 3 weeks, had to refresh my memory. All right. So we did get the envelope of fate. And let's see. You know, I feel like I'm putting too much pressure on Chrissy tonight anyway. So I'm going to make Michelle roll a 6-sided die and tell me what she gets.
Boo. A 4.
All right. My little cart was too far. All right. You'll learn about it later. Now, let's get to it. You all, it's 5 years in the past. If you thought that we were going to start with the explosion, you were wrong.
Damn it, Wes.
It's 5 years in the past. You've all recently just met
Immediate
each
trickery.
other. You've all recently just met each other. Sudsy is on the stage right now, performing her "Fuck You, I'm an Anarchist" song.
There.
That they wrote just a little while ago. Sudsy, can you give me a roll for performance, please? You want to be to 13. I think you might be muted unless you're...
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
there
a
you are.
10 on the die, and then recalling how to read this thing.
Let me see.
I know it's great. So there's that.
Let's see. It should be under performance
Skills.
And you have a 6 and a 7. So if you rolled a 10,
Yeah.
that's a crit anyway. And then a 7, so 17. You're doing really well. The crowd is really engaged. And the rest of you are sitting at a table. It's Sweet, Lynx, Natalia, and Doc. And Natalia is whispering in Lynx's ear, "So look, I know these are your friends and stuff, but maybe we should, hit the high road and go have some fun."
You know, I want to have a couple more drinks. I mean, you're welcome to go home and slip into something more comfortable, and I can meet you there soon.
I was kind of hoping the other way around.
Oh, is that how tonight was gonna go?
It's how every night goes, I think, right? It's how it's supposed to be.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. Couple more drinks. I want to tell Sudsy how great of a job they're doing.
Okay, all right. Look, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
So she gets up and walks away, and suddenly you see this really... Explain what Orchid looks like to you when you first saw her.
I think Orchid had very vibrant blue eyes and long, like, violet hair, and is very lithe. I've been watching a lot of the L Words. I picture her like a Jenny type, that very fawn looking.
Good choice.
Yeah. I picture that. I think she
Just
gives
as
those
crazy.
vibes. That's what I'm thinking. As much of a life ruiner.
Okay. So right as Sudsy is finishing up their set, this beautiful woman walks in with this long flowing purple hair that it actually, in the light, it shimmers a little bit, and you think it might have some sort of filaments worked into the hair as well, so that when it hits the hair just right, it has this like wave effect to it. And You two lock eyes, and she sits at the bar and just kind of keeps looking over at you, and you can feel her stare on you.
Okay. Are there waitresses here, or is this place that you have to go to the bar to get drinks?
Tully is
Okay.
behind the bar. Not in there are waitresses every once in a while, but not usually.
Okay,
So
I'm gonna knock on the table a little bit and look over. I'll be right back. I'm gonna walk over to the bar. I'm not gonna go directly next to her. I'm gonna go a little ways down. I'm gonna flag Tully over.
Yeah, what's up?
I don't. If you know what she likes to drink, get her one from me. And if she's already ordered, then whatever it is on my tab.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Okay, but all right. Kind of looks at you weirdly and walks over and gets a drink. Sudsy, you make it to the table. Now, all of you have just recently met Lynx, probably within the last couple of months. You've been hanging out quite a bit. And on this particular night, you're waiting for a person to come in of interest, someone who has been hired by the corpse that you know carries around a lot of cash on them in their vehicle because they think they can't get, taken. And you've been kind of scoping this person out for the last couple of weeks. And it would be a big score for all of you, especially since you have two solos in your group. And at that point, you see Lynx at the bar making googly eyes at this girl that just walked in. And the guy that you're waiting for walks in. He's this relatively large Russian-looking dude, just really short hair, black t-shirt with like this big red stripe down the side, and one of his arms is augmented, like it's obviously like the rest of his body isn't cut, but the arm that he bought is. So it kind of looks out of place on him. And he sits down and flashes a big ass gun and puts it on the table and yells over to Tully, "Bring me a beer," right? So you know that he is a driver who does a bunch of messaging for the corporations. And he's been coming to Tully's for the last week or so. And you know that he carries a lot of money in the car and on himself. So real quick, what do you guys think you would do in this situation?
I feel like the second Sweet laid eyes on him would probably like nudge Sudsy and like just tip their head in the man's direction.
You see the arms on that guy.
I mean,
One's really big and one is like normal man arm. So it looks completely off kilter.
I mean, how'd you say new money any louder than that?
You think he'd want to get in arm wrestling or something like that?
I mean, I think he'd probably want to pick the good arm.
No, I'm not going to let him do that.
I mean, I know you're fast on your feet, so you need backup. I've got you. And she kind of like that, like she opens up like the jacket that they're wearing, and like you can see their piece on their hip, like under this kind of long, shimmery kind of like trench that they're wearing.
Okay, cool.
I'd say it's a good distraction if nothing else.
Doc looks at the guy and he looks at these two, and she looks at the guy and she looks at these two again. She takes a sip of her drink and she goes, "I'll be here to patch you up."
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
Won't need it then. Where's And I like look over at the bar.
You see Lynx at one end of the bar, and this woman with the violet hair gets up, or the purple hair, and walks over to you. What are you wearing tonight, Lynx?
Probably, I want to say she probably has on these very tight silver pants and kind of like a crop top that's got those, what's the geometric patterns that are on everything now. You know, it's got like that and a multicolor thing. And that like she has her mirror shades kind of like tucked in to the top of the crop top.
And remind me, how tall is Lynx?
Oh God, what did I say? I think she's like 5'8", 5'5". Oh no, sorry, yeah, 5'8". Right? Did I put that down? I thought I did. Maybe she's 5'10". I think I made her kind of tall.
Okay, well,
she's 5'10". We'll
just
say
tall.
that.
We'll just say tall. All right, so Orchid is not as tall. Probably 5'4", 5'5", maybe 110 pounds wet. And so she makes her way over to you as all of this stuff is going on in the background. Much like a Hitchcock film, the camera's like on you, but behind you, your table of friends are talking and looking at another person over here that's, you know, the real target. And she walks over and she gets up on the, you know, how they have the little footrest on the bar so that she's looking at you in the eyes. And she just leans over to your ear and says, "Thank you for the drink. Do you mind if I put my hand on your leg?"
Oh, I mean, is there a purpose?
There's always a purpose.
Oh, I'm curious now.
Well, I figured if you bought me a drink, maybe you were interested in more.
Unfortunately, I think I'm kind of spoken for tonight, but I don't know.
You're married?
No.
Then you're not spoken for.
That's a fair point. However, my accompaniment for the evening is currently hanging out in the washroom powdering her nose, and she will be back soon. But I'd like to buy you another drink sometime.
That seems
And then you can
risky
put
for
your hands
somebody.
wherever you like.
Oh. Well, then I'll let you buy me another drink soon.
Yeah, I'll pull out like I would like to think she probably has like a card that has her number on it for her mercenary services.
Probably, or just you pull out your agent, she pulls out her agent, which is like, and they just talk to each other or something, you know, where you just beep and you got all the information that she has, you know, that she'll send to you about who she is, and just says Orchid and her personal number to call.
That's
and
a pretty name for a pretty little doe.
Well, I mean, I appreciate that.
I'm sorry, I just saw Candace's comment.
This is a serious game.
I'm avoiding chat so that I don't notice the comments. She goes, "You've got a nice smile."
Got a nice everything.
Well, like I said, since you're sort of spoken for, give me a call. And
I'll do that.
Wear those pants again. They're very nice fitting on you.
Yeah, they're a little trouble to take off though, are you sure?
I'm sure we'll figure out how to get them off.
All
And she
right.
gives you just the slightest peck on your cheek and then walks back to her seat. And right then you feel a tap on the back of your shoulder.
Hi, honey.
What the fuck was that?
I bought the new girl a drink.
The new girl a drink? Why? You're here with me. You're supposed to be mine.
I'm going home with you too, don't worry. I just was being nice.
Two? You're going to go home with both of us?
No, I meant that I'm
Oh, I
supposed
know
to
what
be here with
you
you. I'm
fucking
leaving
meant.
with you as well. God, you're so angry. You've been angry so much recently.
You've been a little too eager to look around.
Because you're always yelling at me.
Well, maybe if you were a little bit more attentive to my needs, then I wouldn't be so angry all the time.
I literally try. You know what? Maybe if you didn't try to top from the bottom all the time, we would not be having these issues.
Maybe if you knew how to top, then I wouldn't have to.
Oh, we're going to have such great angry sex tonight. I love it.
Look, the mark is here and you're over here looking at some other woman while your friends are actually coming up with a plan to make some money.
They're competent people.
I'm sure they are, sweetie. But if you want to be the dom in this situation. Why don't you go show me some of that right now and take some initiative?
I got your initiative right here, baby. And I'll give her a kiss and then I'll go back to the table.
Okay. I love the look on Janine's face. All right. So
we're that couple.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sweet is over here like, I should probably go help. No.
That is more drama that I need to get into.
Not today. Thank you.
Oh, that's funny.
The mark is here and you're turning yourself into a mark. Boo boo the fool. Damn.
So you make your way over. We've lost Chrissy. You make your way over to the table and you get in mid conversation. All right, you know this guy is going to probably drink for the next 30 minutes. This is his usual MO. And he will then be a bit belligerent because he's kind of a lightweight, believe it or not. He doesn't get stinking drunk, but he just gets tipsy enough to like really let the asshole come out. Like it's just enough alcohol to really let out his jerk side. So, you have about 30 minutes of him slamming back beers and yelling at people. And he's looking over at your table on a regular basis because he's kind of, that, hey, what's up? The crypto bro kind of thing. But he's also far enough away from you that he's not going to hear what you're talking about because there's loud music in the background. So go ahead and big arms, small kidneys. Yes, Dork Lord. Exactly. So go ahead and talk about how you want to handle this.
So I think I should go over there and put on a show. Throw him around a little bit. I'm like flexing on the table, but like kind of making eye contact with him as I do it. Not like overtly, but like, talking about my muscles. Like put out a bit of a bit of something and get him riled up while one of you slips out, empties out the trunk, and then we're gone.
Okay.
And I slam back a beer. Like I'm having this conversation peacefully, like with my group, but like telegraphing bro-y aggression.
Okay.
Well,
all right.
You guys know I'm not the most stealthy person in the world, so I think I'd be better served in here if someone else can go.
I can certainly go.
And then you can pass it off to me once you're far enough from the car.
Yeah, I was about to say, it would help to have somebody.
Look, I can go.
Outside
Look, I think you should stay, Lynx. I mean, I'll go outside and you stay in here and make sure things don't go sideways.
Oh,
Plus,
no, honey, that's okay. How about I buy you a drink while you hang out in here and keep watch?
As long as I can keep my eye on the little Miss Thing over there, I don't care where you go as long as it's not the same area as her.
Oh my God, Natalia, it's about the job right now. Can you just set all that aside for a minute?
Sure,
Told you all she was getting real jealous.
I wonder why.
Oh, it's not something we need to worry about right now. Innit?
You guys touched agents. I saw you.
Do you need me to stay here with you and calm you down? Would I be better served?
No.
Distracting you.
No.
I slam my beer can on the table.
You're right.
Still amping up this man.
We'll focus.
She'll buy you something pretty with whatever we find.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. So what's the plan? What are we doing?
And I get up. Ah! Oi, Tully! Another round for me and the gang here.
All right.
This big fucker over here looks like he wants another one.
I think I come over acting a little bit drunk. Oh, I see you, big brute. I bet you're so strong you could beat anybody's ass in this bar, right?
You better believe it. And he flexes his cyber arm and you hear the sound of the servos going and it lights up like the inside of a computer with leads all the way down, with LEDs all the way down and up. And
Has it got RGB?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm impressed with that and everything. It's pretty.
But if you want to buy me a beer, because I am awesome, I am good with that.
Well, I mean, I do have a beer for you, but I mean, your tech, it's not as sexy as the real thing. What about this one over here? And I just like squeeze his like non-cyber arm. Look at this. Ooh, big man.
You're
I
right.
like getting handsy with someone else.
I'm just saying, I'm very impressed with this man. I mean, look at his shoulders. He's got a nice build.
He starts
He's
to
got
like
beautiful
sit
muscles.
up and like he's all like, ooh.
So Sudsy is wearing like a battle vest in like electric blue, and kind of like has a short sleeve shirt on underneath, and kind of just rips the sleeves off, so that the vest and like it's all vest now.
Yeah, so you have on this battle thing, and you rip off your like you turn into adamant for a moment, and
You shouldn't let them upstage you. I mean, who even is that? Who even are you, mate?
Did you not see my fucking performance?
I
was
saw it.
alright.
It was at least a 4, maybe a 5 on a good night. It's too
Yeah, you don't
loud.
look so fucking punk to understand it.
Look, you got to get music with a beat, something that just like a constant beat that you can dance to. You know, like a.
So you're
ooh-cha,
trash. Got it.
Right.
Right.
See, and this is why I'm saying you need to go without all the extra shit. You see what I'm saying? When someone's using cyberware to get what they want, it's not nearly as impressive.
So
as
you're
when they
saying I
use
gotta beat
brute strength and intelligence.
this fake wannabe drummer with my real arm, and they don't have any cyber kinetic things in their arm, and so like we're gonna like totally be 100% natural. Like that's what you're saying?
I get all this muscle from the skins, bruv.
I squeeze the muscles in his arm and like
Right.
really look at him. I mean, it would be a fair fight if you weren't so tough, but they don't need to know that.
All right, baby, I'll give you what you want. And he puts his arm on the table and looks at you, Sudsy. So, how are we going to do this?
Fighting skills, brawl.
That's what I was kind of thinking. So go ahead and roll and let me know what you get. You're going to roll a remember
D10.
a D10, but if you roll a 1, it's a critical fail. If you roll a 10, it's a critical success. 7, and you've got a 6
So
in
that's
brawl.
20
So
all together, right? Because we're adding the base.
you're adding, the base. So you've
Well,
got 13,
Yeah.
and you rolled 7, so that's 20. Cool. Oh, God. Okay.
I'm not getting anything. I can't fucking win. Come on now.
Yeah, no. All right. So he's going after it. He's looking at Sweet, just like, oh, I'm gonna make love to you. So, oh fuck, it's gotta have. Oh no, oh, I can't wait. Oh my God, I'm not winning. She's not
And I,
gonna
like-
want to sleep with me. And
I don't understand.
I kind of like pick up a drink in my other hand and I pound it as I'm like looking at him and fucking about to slam his arm through the table. This is also how I arm wrestle in real life.
So you slam his arm really hard.
Oh!
6-sided for me.
Is that? I'm so sorry.
I want to see.
6.
Oh, you're kidding. Okay. So you hear a crunch sound at his elbow as if you dislocated it. And he's like, son of a bitch.
Oh, a lot of big talk for a real small arm.
Yeah, fuck you. That's not cool, man.
How was I supposed to know you've got osteoporosis?
I don't. Fuck you. I drink milk. And then he slams his cyber hand through the table and starts to come at you. All
Hey.
right.
This is all in good fun, innit?
Give me a persuade roll, Sudsy.
Can I flash my weapon to add something?
Sure, I will. I'll give you a plus 3 to your roll for the plus 3 to Sudsy's roll. So let's see. What is your
My base of persuasion is 13, and I rolled a 3.
awesome
So plus 3.
+3 on top of that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. He starts going for you and then sees the gun and goes, all right. I don't want to get into all that.
Let me buy you another drink, bro.
All right. I appreciate that. But first,
No need to be a sole loser. And then I, like, on the cyber arm, give him a firm tap.
Right. And he's like, okay. So why all this is going on? Doc, what are you doing?
Well, I'm going outside because the plan was for Lynx to get the loot out of his car and then to pass it off to me to take back to home base.
Okay, so you're standing kind of, there's a little parking lot. You're standing close to like the mid-ground to see the front door and to see the car to kind of be lookout. And Lynx, you're at the door of the car. And how are you going to get into this car?
I guess I am. That's a good question. Is lockpicking a skill on here?
Yep.
I mean,
pick lock.
depends on what kind of
Better
lockpick
technique.
you're using, Chrissy. If you look at the screen.
Okay. Both of mine are the same.
I don't
and
think
they're
she
not
saw
great.
me. I was saying
What?
it depends on what kind of lockpick you're going to use.
Oh. I guess he's gonna notice either way, but I'm assuming it's gonna have an alarm.
It's up to you. If you want to try to pick it first, you can. You can try to.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and jimmy it first. So.
And right before you start to do that, you hear a voice not a few feet away from you, and it says, "You don't do that very often, do you, honey?"
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm great at this. I'm great at everything. Who?
I'm just noticing that you don't really seem to have all the tools you need to do this particular job.
Do you have tools?
I have lots of tools, and
I bet you do.
Help you out if you want me to.
Yeah. I'd like to see you work.
She comes over and whoops, sorry. Not now, phone. She comes over and she brushes her back and everything up against you between you and the car to put herself next to the car. And you can tell that she's kind of leaning back into you, and you're just almost on the car next behind her, right? And she quickly, I'm going to roll for this. She takes out a couple of things and clicks, and the door swings open. And she turns around and she says, "Are you still so committed as you were just a moment ago inside?"
You've got a unique set of skills there. My friends and I are often looking for new people to join our adventures, and that would give us a lot of time to spend together.
It would. But what about your other friend? Shut up, phone. What about your other friend? The one that got mad when she came out of the bathroom.
Yeah, she's gonna kill us both. Are you easily intimidated?
Not really, no.
That's good. That's so good. I'll have to have a chat with her. Seems like the right thing to do.
Yeah, let her down easy. And she, if you allow her, she is going to reach up and kind of pull you down towards her and give you this big, deep kiss. Do you let her do that?
Yeah, I'll let her and then be like,
Doc, you're a few feet away seeing all of this. And you look at your clock and it's just tick, 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 tick.
I'm looking at my watch like, come on.
as sweet as this is,
Mm-hmm.
I got a job to do.
I get it. Well, you've left me in a state I've got to go deal with. I'll send you pictures later. She walks off.
I look over at Doc and just kind of panic shrug, oh my God. And I reach in and start grabbing whatever I need to grab.
You pop the trunk, and in the back there's weapons and this big ass case of what you believe is money, of credits. But what they usually will do is they'll put stuff, because credits sometimes are easy to erase and all of that. So sometimes they'll do gems, diamonds, uncut diamonds, or other precious metals or things like that. And so you start to pick this stuff up and put it in, like, let's say Sweet's car, because we all know they are the ones that actually have a car. And so you're like putting it in the trunk. Meanwhile, inside, Natalia's looking around and she's all like, son of a bitch. And Sudsy and Sweet are at the bar with this big Russian guy drinking a beer. He's calmed down quite a bit. He's, talking with you all and, kind of not realizing what's going on. And right then, Sweet, you realize that Natalia is angry and looking around like someone who has lost sight of their target.
Oi, what are you doing? You lost? She said she'd be right back.
Who, Lynx?
Yes?
Lynx is outside doing a job about this idiot you have at the bar. I'm talking about the girl with the shitty hairdo and the doe eyes that was making moves at her earlier.
Oh, play
Where the
too.
fuck is her? Where the fuck is she?
I think I saw her go to the bathroom, as people are wont to do. What's got you so agitated? You're having problems?
I don't know. We were really close for a while. And then all of a sudden, I made a couple suggestions because I just wasn't getting everything I needed from the relationship. And she said she'd change, or said that she would try to make adjustments, but she hasn't done any of it. And lately, she's got wandering eyes all over the place.
Well, it's part of the job. She's a solo. You're gonna need to keep an eye on everyone. It's hard not to look.
You know what I mean, Sweet.
I know what you mean. I'm just saying, is she going home with you at the end of the night?
Yeah, for the most part. Some nights she doesn't come home until a little later. I'll be honest, I thought she was gonna make a play for you, to be completely honest. But she hasn't yet.
I don't like to fool around with anyone who is in a non-ethically monogamous relationship.
Well, thank God for that, because I don't think Lynx feels the same way.
Well, have you thought about just, letting go of the leash a little bit? Letting her have some fun. If she comes back, then you have a problem, right?
What, the whole if you love them, set them free thing? Wasn't that a classical song or something? I don't know.
Something from forever ago, but I'm just saying, I've had plenty of polyam relationships and things have been fine. You can date and love more than one person as long as everyone's good with it. So talk to her.
I don't know if I'm going to be good with it.
I mean, this purple-haired girl, you gotta admit she's pretty fit. I know you insulted her hair and everything, but she looks really good.
Yeah.
And if she's interested in both of you, I don't see the problem.
All right.
Oh,
look.
no, this is my fault. I'm so sorry. I was just trying to be a nice friend.
You know what?
Oh no.
Maybe
this
you're
has
right.
current day implications.
Maybe you're right. Maybe we can make it work out somehow. I mean, if she's so hell-bent on for leather to be with this chick, maybe I can look the other way. Or
Have you asked if there's anything that, I don't know, you're doing that might be putting her off?
She keeps saying I'm topping from the bottom. I'm just asking for what I like.
Mate. Yeah, but if you're going to be a mouthy bottom, you got to, follow instructions,
Fuck. I keep hearing that, but she wants to use these stupid stingy paddles, and I don't want the stingy paddles. I want the thuddy paddles, and she doesn't fucking listen to me.
All right. Well, again, a purple-haired girl might like using both sets of paddles, and then you got yourself a party, don't you?
You make sense. I'm going to calm down a little bit. I'll talk to Lynx, and whoever purple hair girl is, and maybe we can work something out.
This entire time, I am using my internal agent to blow the fuck up of Lynx. Like, Lynx outside is getting like, like fucking all kinds of alerts. One message says, like, your bird is in here. She's mad. Like, one of them is like, she's looking for purple-haired girl. Do you have eyes on the purple-haired girl? Like, all kinds of like, warning, warning, warning. So you get
danger,
you don't
danger.
you don't get the entire conversation, but you get like a nice sized chunk of it, so you know what's going on. And I think the very last one is like, do better.
I like to think that it's going off while she's getting the kiss too.
Oh yeah,
I
absolutely.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like you hear beep, 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 beep. Meanwhile, you're like, throat deep in this girl, and
Horrible.
it's a lot. So, Doc,
Game.
you see all this stuff, and what are you doing? Are you still on lookout? Because I'm imagining Sweet's probably updating you about the Natalia situation as well.
Yeah, I'm just like, what the fuck? So I'm using my agent to be like, get the goods and let's go. Time is ticking.
So you put all the goods in there, and you call up Sweet and Sudsy to meet you outside to get going, and Natalia. And Natalia comes out, and she goes, babe, I'm sorry we were arguing. And she looks at you for a second, and she goes,
oh shit!
You have purple lipstick on your face. What the fuck? I was just about to. Sweet had almost talked me into something like what the hell?
Listen, she walked up, she picked the lock, and then she kissed me and she walked off. I'm sorry. Honestly, Natalia, we have been fighting so much. It is so exhausting. This is not a healthy relationship, and I am just tired of it. And she's really pretty, and I am really weak. I am sorry.
Can we do this at home?
Yeah, we gotta go. Can you yell at me later?
Out.
Fuck you. I'm gone. And she tries to slap you. Are you going to avoid it, or are you going to just take it?
I'll go ahead and take it.
So you hear this sound, this sonic sound of Natalia slapping as hard as possible. And she goes, if you slap me that hard, I wouldn't be so angry all the time. And then she storms off, opens the front door, and says, hey, you Russian fuck. They're stealing all your shit. And then she slams the door and walks away from Tully's place.
I'm like,
Let's go.
sprinting off. Will you end that slap? We didn't end that. Jesus.
It was actually kind of hot. That's the best action she's given me in a while.
Don't give a fuck. Let's go.
Shut up, Lynx. Shut up.
You jump inside of Sweet's car right as the Russian guy is coming out, like, what the fuck? And you drive off with all of his stuff. I think that first encounter with Orchid is what was flashing through Lynx's brain in the present as she sees Natalia pull out this detonator and is about to blow the holy living shit out of this building. So now, well, I'm still not going to tell you what the envelope of fate is.
So mean.
So yeah, absolutely. So we're going to go boo hiss. So we're at the moment right now. And this really comes down to, I'm going to say it comes down to an athletics roll. Okay. You are trying to put your hand, grab her, and stop her from pushing the button. Okay. So you have a 9 altogether in your athletics. You need to beat a 15. So you have to roll a 10-sided. You have to get a 6 or better.
I just still have one reroll. I still have the reroll.
What'd you roll?
That first one was a 2. I'm using my reroll. I'm using a different dice. Send me your good vibes.
Good vibes. Good vibes.
A 7.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. So you grab her arm and you grab have your hand on her thumb, holding it up, and she's all like, fucking let go. And she starts to wrestle with you.
Don't do it.
She goes, I don't want to be here anymore, and I don't want you to be here anymore. We're going to be together forever in the ether.
You don't want to die like this. You don't want to spend the rest of eternity with me.
I want you to suffer the way I suffered.
Then make me suffer living. You fucking coward.
I tried to do that, but you tracked me down. I took your girl. That didn't seem to affect you at all.
Why wasn't that payback enough?
It just wasn't.
God. See, this right here. This is why I broke up with you. You're fucking intense. Now drop it.
Sure. And she lets go of the detonator, and it starts dropping towards
I'm holding. I thought we were fighting for it.
Yeah, you have your hand, and she let go. You grab it real quick?
Yes.
Okay. I'll let you. And right then, you hear the sound of a shotgun go off.
Shit.
And suddenly, Natalia slumps in your arms as a bullet rips through her torso.
I look up and look for who shot her.
The little old lady from the first apartment.
Yes, bitch.
And this is the envelope of fate.
Thank you, Bowman.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
And she goes, was that woman giving you a hard time, dearie?
Not anymore. You just saved everybody. You just saved everybody. What? Who taught you how to shoot a gun?
My father and then my first husband.
Bravo. You're a good shot.
It's been a little while, but old Betsy here is pretty good. And
okay.
Natalia looks up at you. Her eyes are tearing up. And she just says to you right before she passes, you could have hit harder. And then she dies.
Asshole till
wow.
the end.
Wow. Oh my God.
You breathe for the first time in 5 minutes.
She just used her last words to roast me.
That's how you know you were terrible.
I'm gonna look at the little lady. I was like, we should get you outside until we make sure it's safe. There's a bomb in the building.
Oh yeah, I know. I had them come in and reinforce my apartment just in case it went off. So it would have been fine. I mean, it would have just been my apartment left, but I'm okay. But you're right. Let's get out of here. There's a seedy bar just a few doors down. We can call the bomb squad and have them deal with the bomb while we have a few whiskeys on you.
Yeah. That sounds. Wait, on me.
I just shot
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I think I deserve a drink. So meanwhile, outside, you hear a gunshot go off and then silence.
Doc, this is your area of expertise.
Okay, yeah, I run in.
You see Natalia on the floor as Lynx is walking out with the older woman who has a gun, and she's all, everything's fine.
Oh, okay. Are you okay? Do I need to check you out? Lynx, are you okay?
I think I got injured, but last time, right? But
yeah.
No, I'll be okay. We need to get out of the building. Are you all right?
Yeah, we're good.
I'm like limping.
Oh yeah.
I think pretty seriously injured.
I think that your arm is
Sudsy's-
around mine. Yeah, like
Yeah, Sudsy's not so good, so I'm gonna take them to be patched up.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Do
then
that.
suddenly, Lynx, you hear, oh, fuck. What was,
Is that?
baby,
Hi, honey.
oh, thank you so much for coming to get me. I didn't know what else to do. She was crazy.
Miss
Yeah,
Agnes, I'm going to take you over here for a minute.
Oh, okay.
I take the little old lady to the side. She doesn't need this.
She doesn't need to see this.
No.
I'm
Orchid
slowly
has
gonna.
this big old bruise on her head.
I'm slowly gonna slide my Wolvers out as I lean over to her.
Baby, you don't need to use those.
Oh no! You've got a rather large wound up there. How'd you get that?
I can't remember, to be honest, but you know.
How long?
How long what?
How long, Orchid?
Look, I thought you'd like it. Like, we talked about all three of us getting together. It just never worked out.
How long, Orchid?
A year and a half.
Cool.
She became a good dom. And
I'm sure she did. I
were-
learned how to hit harder too.
You were my sweetheart, and you know, she filled this other gap in the relationship. I'm sorry, baby.
Not as sorry as you're about to be. I'm gonna stab into her with my Wolvers.
And she like arches her back really quick as you put your Wolvers through her breastplate and lets out this big gasp. And she grabs the back of your head and she says, "You'll never have a first kiss like ours." And then she slumps over and blood comes out of her mouth.
I like flick the blood off my Wolvers and slide them back in and walk over to Sweet. Thank you. We're gonna take the little old lady over to the bar a few doors down so I can buy her a drink as a thank you for saving my life.
All right. Michelle, are you okay? And
I'm fine. Something went down the wrong
yeah,
pipe.
I figured.
Oh!
I can hear you up here. I'm like in the second story of the house going, Michelle, are you okay down there?
I'm like trying to hold it in long enough for me to hit the mute button. I'm like,
So Agnes and Lynx are walking ahead of everybody. Sudsy is hurt.
yeah,
and kinda
I'm gonna
limping.
have to break up the party and take Sudsy back to the clinic
Okay.
Oh,
because there's nothing I can do here.
Okay. Sweet, are you going to go with Agnes and Lynx, or are you going to go with your sister?
So I don't know. I feel like I know that the doc's clinic is small because I was just there with, especially with their watchdog.
Gearbox?
Yeah,
I think I probably grab Sudsy's hand and look at my sibling. Do you need me? Would it be easy if I wasn't there?
Don't need to watch me cry.
I won't make you cry.
You can bugger off with that. I've seen you cry more times than I can count.
Yeah, but not for something like this. I'm good. Go on. Piss off.
I pull Doc aside. Listen, I know they like to be, fucking big, strong person, but can you please just hit me up on my agent if they need me? I'm always there.
I know how much of a baby they are.
I know, but I'm always there is what I'm saying. And they're
They're
saying
getting
to
knocked
go,
out
so-
before I do any work.
All right. Maybe a little extra. Let them have a nice time.
Yeah, give me the good stuff.
So you head back to the clinic, and all of you, Sweet and Lynx, you get into this small bar, and it was just as she said. The alcohol is probably used for disinfectant as much as it's being used for getting drunk. And she sits down at a little table and she says, "All right," and yells over to the waitress, "Hey, get us three burners." And the woman walks up and she puts down these large glasses of liquid and sets them all on fire. And there's this like blue flame goes up, and then they puts them all out. "There you go, Agnes." "All right." She picks up her glass and she goes, "To friends new and old, and to shotguns."
I'll cheers to that.
She goes, "Pound it, don't sip." And she drinks the whole thing in one clear shot. Do you guys follow suit?
Absolutely.
As the liquid is going from the glass back to the back of your throat, you feel several layers of skin burn as it's going down. It is hardcore, harsh alcohol. And if you were to sip it, it would just be too much. And she slams it. She goes, "That's so refreshing." And both of you can like feel smoke coming from your nose and your ears. She goes, "Are you all? Oh, it's your first time, isn't it, sweeties? It's okay."
Respect, Miss Agnes, respect.
Smooth.
All right, so let's jump over to Sudsy and Doc. You guys make it back to the clinic, and Gearbox is at the front door. He goes, "Where have you been?"
I'll explain later. You okay?
"Yeah, it's just, the bar got hit, and I was worried, and you didn't come back, so I was just worried that you were, like, in trouble or something."
Oh, you're so sweet, Gearbox. No, I'm good. Sudsy here. That's a whole other issue. We need to work on him.
All right, well, let's get them in, and I can get them a drink of water or something. He opens the door for the two of you.
Beer.
Yeah. I'll give you something better than beer, Sudsy. Shh. Never you mind. And I start hooking them up like to an IV, and I go, "Cabernet or Chardonnay?"
Oh, doesn't fucking matter.
All
All right, it's rosé then. And I just turn on the drugs
spigot
that I'm giving them. I turn on the spigot and shh.
And Sudsy, you are suddenly just blacked out as they start to work on you. And I really feel like this is a good place for us to stop. I know it's an incredibly short time, but I am a big proponent of stopping a story when it needs to stop. So I think we're at a good place. Does everybody agree? Okay, cool.
Would have been a better place if we'd blown up.
But you didn't, which is cool because what it means. So everybody in chat knows. Unfortunately, we're going to be possibly losing Janine for a little bit, and possibly later in June, Chrissy for a little bit due to life stuff. But
capitalism is a fuck.
Yeah, capitalism is fun. When my hope is when I get them back, that we can come back to this story and pick up from this point. So I don't want to leave on a cliffhanger, because that would be stupid if it takes us 2 months to get back to this game. So we are going to return next week with Providence Decayed, which we had started a couple of weeks ago, and continue with that moving forward. And like I said, Chrissy and Janine will probably pop up at some point, hopefully on the stream or on the podcast. They are in the top of the list to be on shows, so I will harangue them until I can get them back. And that was a great game. I feel like I want to talk about it a little bit before we do sign off. Thoughts about your characters, thoughts about the storyline so far, things that went through your brain as we were going through. What were your favorite moments of the past, few episodes or past 4 episodes? I'm going to put Michelle on the hook for this first question.
All right. So overall, I really loved it. I think some of my favorite moments were the twists, like finding out that Orchid was in on it all along, and finding out that Lynx was possibly set up from the beginning. And that was the best parts were the moments when I was like, what?
Do you feel that the murder of Orchid was justified?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
because it was straight up murder.
I think she was pretty much almost as psychotic as Natalia. I think that
in a different way, for sure.
In a different way, yeah. And I think she would have gone on to either continue doing something horrible to Lynx or to someone else. So I think it was justifiable homicide.
So the way that I kind of looked at it was Lynx, like Natalia wanted to do the whole poly thing, but just couldn't, but forced themselves down a road because of anger and jealousy and whatever, and put them, instead of just walking away, they couldn't let go. And that's the way I kind of saw it, was just they could not let go of Lynx. So Sudsy, played by Janine. Janine, what did you think? What was your favorite like section, or what was like, what did you enjoy? What was the thing that you liked about it?
I mean, I really liked I like the whole idea of Cyberpunk kind of running as crews. So I really like the crew that we managed to put together, and being able to, I mean, I hope that we can come back to it and expand upon like how
too.
each of our external relationships kind of affects, because like Lynx's obviously was this section, and it was very like to have this flashback and be able to kind of see how we all tied into the drama that is our fucking problem now was great. And I really liked like that kind of exposition before the big finish. And I liked Tully's while it was around.
Yeah, poor Tully. Yeah.
We're gonna next time we do this, we're gonna have to, have new Tullys.
Yeah.
And I will.
It won't be the same though. Where else can I get a chicken in a tin can when I expect a beer?
Now, so I saw in chat about milking rats. Like, I only drink milk, but it's rat milk. It's in chat. I didn't write it.
No.
And I can't imagine like just
Why?
a dystopian future where they're like all these little rats. Anyway, no, Janine, I completely agree. Unfortunately, due to the fact that we hit illness and technical problems and all this other stuff, so we did not get to we only got to like literally Lynx's stuff, but you guys are our crew, and I do have other, like, we had like, I think 6 other jobs that were just kind of waiting, and gearbox and the whole 9 yards.
Oh my God, what did you do?
I mean, Sweet's got a whole fucking different murder case on her hands.
So I'm really hoping that we do get a chance. And what we'll do is,
we will.
I think in July, we'll take a look and just reassess then and see if we can make it happen. But because, I like character-driven stuff too. So I'm totally down to throw Sweet in the deep end and you in the deep end and Doc in the deep end and let Lynx laugh about it all.
Yeah.
What about you, Candace?
I think for me, it's like playing this game for the first time. Like, I know I'm supposed to pick a thing like about the game. A lot of people have said ones that I would have picked, but like for me, it's playing Cyberpunk. Like, I helped to co-GM a different Cyberpunk game at like kind of almost parallel to this, like slightly after we started, and I really didn't know what to expect. Like, I can write story without being immersed in an environment,
right?
But I think like being in the headspace of this character and being in this world was very new for me. A lot of the TTRPGs I've done are either like present day, 80s, high fantasy, space, right? Like it's a bunch of other different kinds of things, and this is so like, it's like a little cauldron of a bunch of those things, like all wrapped into one. So I think like living in this setting was something that I think was my most interesting moment, honestly. That and playing siblings with Janine that were somehow less stressful and less toxic than our unincorporated episode.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That was a good game. This one though, everything was fine and nobody had to cry.
Well, because we were allowed to go our own separate ways instead of being shit on for it.
All right. So what are you? Were you siblings in a different game?
We were family members. It was like a family reunion game, like, but it's kind of like the original game is you come back to town after moving away and you see all your small town friends again, and
Right.
there's drama. But Janine is a genius and reskinned it for a family reunion. So it was all the players at the table were related to each other.
We're all
wow.
like cousins.
brilliant.
And there was a cookout. And words were had. Lots of words were
As
had.
there always are at a cookout.
It was great.
Tears.
Somebody's audio dropped, so there was a lot of like me furiously typing in the chat what everyone's saying while I'm like,
Which basically was like, stop being such a fucking asshole. Why are you so bougie for no reason, you broke bitch? Emotionally
you.
broke bitch.
I'll pay you when I pay you. Okay. You know I'm good for it.
That's awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was very spicy. Lots and lots of arguing. So it's nice that this time almost no arguing.
Well,
Got to pull a heist together today. Very good send off.
Yeah. I think the cool part is because we have played now a few different games, we're starting to get to the point where we all understand each other. We're friends. We understand where all the boundaries are, and we are able to easily play within those boundaries a little bit better. And that's been really cool, where it's like, okay, I know how far I can push the griminess of this setting and, kill an entire bar of people. Chrissy, how about you?
The whole thing with Agnes, like every little meeting of Agnes, that's a great lady. We love a badass old lady. I really love the twists and turns.
So go ahead.
I very much am interested in like seeing where the murder of Sweet's friend went or goes to. I am very much interested in getting to know Sudsy's pals and seeing more. I would love to see like how Doc got into being Doc.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really
absolutely.
do hope we continue, because this was supposed to be originally like 10 episodes or longer.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like 10 or 12 episodes because we had booked out Tuesdays. And, being optimistic about technology and health, we thought we could get that, and it just didn't happen. So, yeah, we need to come back to just grab more stuff. Would you all like to know what would have happened had Chrissy or Lynx not been able to stop the button from being pushed?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. So Bowman did pay for the envelope of fate to be opened. You guys did get the good thing. It was going to go one of two ways. Either the explosion happens, Lynx is dead, because there's no way Lynx is going to survive that. You all would have been knocked unconscious, and Agnes would have paid Trauma Team, which is this group of, it's an insurance you pay into, and Trauma Team will show up and patch you up like really well and then put you back on the street once you're feeling better. Agnes would have paid for Trauma Team to keep the other 3 of you alive, or 4 of you, including Orchid. And then we would have went from that point on with Chrissy coming back. I always fucking do that sometimes. Chrissy coming back with a new character. And that would have been the difference. But because Chrissy did make the role, Agnes just shot her. So Agnes was going to help one way or another. But because her apartment was shielded, blast shielded, Agnes would have been fine. The explosion would have went off and she would have been like, what happened? And walked out.
My biggest worry. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the difference between the two. But I am glad Lynx made it through because like I said, I think it's going to be a lot of fun to jump into the story some more. So yeah, thank you, chat, so much for hanging out and talking or not talking. We are completely fine. If you like hanging out and just watching the show and not jumping in, that's cool too. Let's find out where all of these.
Did we get Chrissy's favorite part?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. It was Agnes. I mean, it was also the twist.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I love a badass old lady.
Yeah. It's funny.
Being the villain of your own fucking story.
I did not. I just. To be fair, Lynx would not. I mean, not that I personally. If we were going to pursue polyamory, we would not have done it in such a toxic manner to start with. She just was very sick of the fucking.
Yeah, Natalia was never going to be in a headspace to deal with an open relationship or polyamory or whatever. There's no way in hell.
Too crazy.
Nope.
No.
Yeah, it would be too much.
Too many feelings.
I made Orchid Jenny and accidentally made Lynx Shane. My favorite. So
Oopsie.
You are not wrong. That is the worst. The worst. That's the darkest timeline. Is what that is.
It really is. It's like, what are you doing?
You killing?
Just no.
Yeah, you killing Orchid was pretty badass though.
She had to go.
She had to go. That was some pretty good. That was like major points on that.
Some cell block tango shit.
She had it coming.
Hey,
oh yeah,
all's fair.
Somebody would have killed her.
Yeah, yeah. It's not like you can get away with that stuff forever.
No.
So just so you all know, I am going to be giving out experience points at some point, probably over Discord. And we're going to have like time elapse between probably only a couple of weeks because I don't want too much time to elapse. But whenever we pick this up again, that way you can get some new cyber gear if you want, or, augment or whatever. And then we'll jump back into it. Thank you all so much. I had a great time. My favorite part of the entire thing was just how well all of you gel and how well it all kind of came together. And you can't do that unless you are all really great actors, which you all are. So thank you so much for helping me bring this story to life. We definitely, I'm very proud of it. I think that even though it was only 4 episodes, I think it was really awesome, and I look forward to more. So before we sign off, let's find out where all these wonderful people are. Let's start with Chrissy.
Hi, I'm Chrissy. You can find me on the fun internet spaces as Chrissy in Color. I roll dice and make dirty jokes, and yeah.
Explain Shakespeare to idiots.
Yes. Which, granted, I think Michelle and Candace are both more qualified to do that than I am. My memory about the plays are not that good. Besides, I knew that they had a lot of raunchy jokes in them. But yeah.
Yeah, I look on Twitter sometimes and I have to just shut it down. I'm like, that's enough internet for today.
Yep. Just pat the computer.
Right, exactly. Janine.
I'm Janine. You can find me on Twitter at JustXJ9, where I tweet at this point once a month.
You are better than all of us.
Doing my best.
Candace.
Hello. You can find me at that Candace girl on Twitter, where I post all the stuff I'm doing. Even though people probably can't see my tweets anymore.
Yeah.
And then you can find me at Candace Magnificent pretty much everywhere else. I keep telling everybody that I'm going to stream soon, but that's been something I've been saying for some time. So maybe on May the 4th, I might stream because it's Star Wars Day, and I might be playing, I don't know, Jedi Fallen Order all day, and then doing some Star Wars parody songs that I wrote at night. So if you're into that kind of thing, come on by and watch my my Twitch channel. Otherwise, you can catch me every Tuesday right here, every other Wednesday on the 12-Sided Stories Spotify, doing some Bookhound Bounty Hunters, over at the Barely Bookish podcast, doing a review of the super ultra gay television series Interview with the Vampire, an analysis of, and usually over at Crossroads Games, been doing a lot of stuff with them. So yeah, definitely take a look, and maybe just follow me on Twitter for updates.
That's awesome. Michelle.
Hey, I'm Michelle, and when I'm not choking to death, you can find me on Twitter at Mashulu. You can also find my music and Wes's amazing sound effects when you subscribe to the Plate Mail Games catalog through Battle Bards.
Here's the problem. Water never asks for consent. All right. My name is Wes Otis, and I've been here throwing out bad dad puns for this game. And you can find me at Plate Mail Games on Twitter. I'm also on Spoutable now, which actually hasn't been too bad. It's not a bad space so far. Give it time. And you can find us on this Wednesday. Bookhound Bounty Hunters is coming out, and it is awesome. It is really good. And there are some,
Is this the moment I was waiting for? The one I teased in session 0 where I was like, I hope that this show has this thing and this thing. And you were like, I'm sure there will be. Is this the episode where one of those things is there?
I believe so. It's a pretty big one. My favorite joke is in the next episode that I'm not going to say, but it's a lot of fun. So we have literally hundreds of episodes of actual plays. We have our old episodes of this show on YouTube. We have Operation Ice Pick, which is all of these wonderful people as well as the Blood We Spill, which is another great campy game that I want to come back to at some point. And Call of Cthulhu. And then on like Spotify or any other podcast, we have tons of games. Gumshoe, Cthulhu, Vampire 5e. We've done a lot. Masks. So City of Mist, I should say. So definitely check us out. All of the links are below. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. And we will be back next week with Providence Decayed, which if you haven't seen the first episode, it is in the VOD on Twitch right now. You can catch up, or you can catch it on YouTube, which it has already been posted over there. So, definitely do it, because Chrissy was asking me uncomfortable questions about monster fucking. And so
box of meat. Box of meat.
I'm just saying.
Gotta be on brand, bro.
You gotta
stay on brand.
You just, so yeah, I'm not saying, yeah.
All kinds of meat.
So definitely check that out. And we will see you next time here on 12-Sided Stories. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.